Welcome back, Wolfpack. Verlis here, and one of the biggest points of feedback I've gotten from my videos about Super Smash Bros. Is people want overall beginner guides. That some people haven't played Smash since Melee or Nintendo 64, and some people haven't even played the game ever before, so that's pretty awesome that, you know, Smash is gaining a new audience, but at the same time, it's kind of hard to think, because I've been playing this game since Nintendo 64, but at the same time, you know, if you're not into the Super Smash Bros. Like competitive community, some of the terms may throw you off, or some of the little technique that's involved in the game might be just strange to you. So I might as well do a video that explains all of that. Like, one of the main things that people were wondering about is how to tilt. Now, tilting isn't like a smash. A smash is when you hit, you know, A and an air or A in a direction at the same time. Well, if you're already holding that direction, it'll do a tilt. And it's a quicker attack that generally does less damage, but it's good for disrupting or setting up combos. So if you're already holding down, you'll down tilt. If you're already holding to the side, you'll side tilt. And up tilts are kind of tricky, because unless you disable tap jump, which isn't, you can't do that in the demo, you're going to have to like do something else first. Like, you can come out of a dash and you'll already be holding up. So that's why I have the camera down here. As you can see, you know, I'm rotating it around, and you have to kind of come out of something else into it, or just gently move your control stick up while you're trying to hit an attack. So that's how you up tilt. And for using it with combos, you know, like if I'm doing my down into an up, you're going to try to be using the lag after an attack. That every attack has a cooldown before you can take another action. So I'm going to hit that attack, and as I'm getting out of it, I can move my joystick up really quickly, and that'll put me into the up tilt. Same for grabs, that when you grab, what you want to do is you want to grab your opponent and then just go into the up tilt from there, and then you have to re-hit up to get into your smash. Also, it can do a lot of things for aerials from there. So that's one of the big things, is people want to know how to tilt. Also, some people were asking like how you keep a smash, because, you know, the natural thing is you just press A once and you immediately launch the attack. What you need to do is you need to hold down A and the direction. The longer you do that, the more damage you have charged up. And it's kind of stuff that you see if you don't press start at the title screen. There's kind of a good little quick tutorial about this, but I was thinking with the camera it's a bit more hands-on. And one good thing about that is, like, if you look at dashes, you can generally do things out of dashes really well, like an up smash or down smash really quick. So I get dash in, and then I get the up smash, and I carry a little momentum from the dash. Mario doesn't have it really well, but characters that are really fast and have low friction, like Pikachu, can do it very well. And also, if you look at it, you know, you can still even start charging up a down smash to a degree. So after that, you know, dashes are a good place to set up airs or tilts. I mean, like up tilts and any kind of tilts are good from dashes, because you're already going to be holding a direction. So if you just watch my thumb, you know, I'm already going to the side, and then I can go into an up tilt from there just by tilting up the joystick naturally. Other things, you know, with let's go into some terminology, because I'll say these terms like nair and dare, or up air and bear and fairs, and that's pretty much just aerial moves. That, like, you just kind of use the first letter and then air. So back air would be bear, down air would be dare. Up air is just up air. Like, I don't think there's really too much of a term for that. Fairs are forward airs, and then we have nairs, which are neutral airs. Nairs might be the one that are like a little more difficult to try to figure out, because it's a neutral attack, so you just call it a nair. And nairs are generally just going to be a nice little hit that you can throw out really fast, that have a long amount of frames that they're out. So that's one of the things that you can use for that. Let's see. I have some other terms up here that people might want to be aware of. Alright, so some of the other terms are probably better shown in live battle, such as trying to do a dash grab, since you can't grab a dummy. Like, if you are running and you hit your L button, you'll be able to do a grab. So that's actually a really good way to close in on your opponent and get a good amount of grabs. I'm just not finishing through with the grab, because I'm just kind of showing what you can do with it. And on top of that, you can also do a turnaround grab. So if you run past them and then try to grab from there, you can do a turnaround grab. If you watch, Pikachu turns around and tries to make a grab attempt. Pikachu isn't the best for turnaround grabs, but it just kind of shows that you can do kind of crazy things like that. Also, you can grab out of a shield, that if you hold the R button, you'll be able to shield, and then you can use that to kind of throw a grab while coming out of like a shield roll or shield dodge. Shield rolling is when you hit left or right as you're shielding, and it's kind of a really safe way to get out of your opponent's range and try to like punish him. But at the same time, you're very punishable as well, that you do have a moment where you can't take action when you come out of the shield grab, and there's even a moment before your shield reactivates, so it does leave you vulnerable. But you can use it to try to get some safe distance on your opponent. You just need to kind of be wise about it. Don't spam it too much, try not to be predictable. But one thing you can do is also go into like a down dodge from that. That a lot of Super Smash Bros. Is mind games, that you have to kind of like figure out and outpredict what your opponent's going to do. Like if I see them closing in on me and I shield dodge just right and get a free grab or something like that. Some other things you might not be aware of if you haven't been playing the game for a while or you're not familiar with like competitive Smash ideas is that you can use a tether to get back on the ledge. So Link's grab shoots out his hook shot, and any characters that do things like that, they're able to use that to get back on the ledge. So let me get off the ledge here and hit my grab, and I'm able to grab onto the ledge like that. Also, from the ledge, you can jump from the ledge. You can also, let's try to get another tether grab. You can also roll out of it by pressing your shield, and then you can also just hit it up, do an attack by pressing your attack button. Don't try to fall off the ledge, but if you press A, you'll come off the ledge doing an attack. So there's 3 ways of getting off of a ledge, and you can use that however you need to. Alright, so let's talk a little bit about jumps, a little more technical stuff. So if you press your jump button really lightly, you'll do a short hop, and you don't jump as high, so it's about half, and what you can do is use this to help set up smashes. That you can do like a down aerial really well, or any kind of neutral hit, and it's really just a way to get out fast and try to hit hard. Also, when you're at the height of your jump, you can tap down, and if you notice like that, when you do it perfectly, there's like a little flash near your character, and it means you'll fall faster. And this is just known as fast falling, that you don't even have to do it perfectly, but you can accelerate your fall really well. And this is used to help with air combos as well, that if you notice, I'll throw out my attack, and I can fast fall after I've already launched the attack, and I'm able to make use of the frames of the attack. And that's kind of like one of the main things that you want to use it for, mostly short hopping into a neutral, or short hopping into something and then using it to kind of move around the battlefield really well. You can also use it for your down air and even up air, that once you like get your opponent knocked up, you can get down back on the ground quicker and try to follow it up with some kind of chase. So that's kind of one of the big things, is that, you know, fast falling is a good amount of technique that you do need to gain at some point. So yeah. So you may have also noticed that when you do get knocked up in the air, you kind of go into a tumble, and that when you hit the ground, you can bounce, or you can almost skip across the platforms depending on how your momentum is. So what you can do to actually stop this is that by hitting your shield right before you hit the ground, it's called teching. And what it'll do is it'll give you a little bit of invincibility, it'll stop your momentum if you time it just right, and you can go into a shield from it or a roll. So if you watch, you know, I bounce on that first hit, and then with this one, I can stop dead and be good from there. Also, this is me showing, like, if you're holding left or right or in some direction with a shield roll in mind, and you go and you tech just right, you can shield roll out of it, and it can be really good for stopping your momentum. This, mixed with shuffling, is very good and gives you a lot more control over the battlefield. That generally you want to have close to center stage, you want to be in the center, or you want to be aiming for the center, that way you have influence over where your opponent goes. So you can use these techniques to help keep that. Alright, so the last thing I'm going to talk about today is known as shuffling. Shuffling is when you're holding the circle pad in a direction to influence parts of the game. So what you can do is you can shuffle your shield, and that way you're going to be able to move your shield around to help block attacks, since your shield only blocks what it's covering. So you can slightly move it, and it's really kind of tough to do that. You can only put your circle pad about halfway to the edge, and it has to be very delicate, so it is kind of tough to do, but it is a shuffling technique. Also, remember, when you're shielding, try not to let the shield break, or you're kind of screwed for a very long time. After that, there's also hit stun shuffling. Hit stun shuffling is whenever you're inputting a direction and you'll shift slightly in that direction after getting hit, and it will alter your trajectory a bit. Now, this is helpful for not getting knocked out. This is easy. You can pretty much prevent yourself from being KO'd at lower damages, and you have to make it to where you get KO'd at higher percentages because of the way that your hit stun works. Also, there's a technique that's being looked into right now called vectoring, and pretty much it's that what you want to do is you want to hold the circle pad in a direction that you want to go. So pretty much if you aim for the ledge, or if you aim for the area that you're getting smashed, you're going to have a better chance of going in that direction, but mostly after all the damage has been applied. So when you get smashed, you're going to be knocked back very far away. By holding towards where you've been smashed, you're not going to be knocked back as far, which is what happens. And this is very long, and it's kind of like a very complicated thing, so I'm going to leave a post about everything about vectoring, and it's really helpful. But as you can see, I'm getting smashed and knocked around, and my trajectory changes depending on how I'm holding the circle pad. If I'm holding it down, you'll kind of see it curve down, and if I'm holding back, you'll notice I don't get knocked as far as I should have. And that's kind of the main concept here. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. A lot of just basic stuff that you should know about the game. Vectoring and shuffling is probably like the biggest thing in the game, and you can help use it to get out of combos or not get smashed at higher percentages. So with a lot of technique and a lot of understanding the game, you'll eventually get much better. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I hope you all have a nice day.